Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a moment and reflect on your life. Think about those times when the weight of the world pressed down on your shoulders, when you felt like giving up, when the obstacles seemed insurmountable. I want you to see those moments, not as failures, not as setbacks, but as the very moments that are building you, shaping you, forging a strength within you that nothing can ever break. Every struggle you faced has been a teacher, every hardship a hidden gift, every challenge an opportunity to rise higher than you ever imagined. The discomfort you feel today, the pain you wrestle with, the uncertainty that keeps you awake at night, these are not your enemies, they are your allies. They're molding you into someone unstoppable, someone resilient, someone who refuses to be defined by circumstance. And here's the truth, the power you seek, the confidence you desire, the life you dream of, it is waiting for you on the other side of your struggle. So, stop running from it. Stop wishing it away. Lean into it, embrace it, and let it build the strength that will carry you to the greatness that was always inside you. We often look at struggle and think of it as a roadblock, as something that slows us down, as an obstacle that keeps us from moving forward. We see difficulties in our lives and immediately label them as failures, as signs that maybe we're not enough, that maybe we're not meant to succeed. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Struggle is not the enemy. Struggle is the forge. Struggle is the very thing that has the power to transform ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. Every moment of hardship, every challenge that pushes you to your limits, every time you feel stretched beyond what you thought was possible is an invitation to grow, to evolve, and to become stronger. The people you admire, the individuals who have achieved greatness in every field, whether in business, in sports, in the arts, or in life, did not get there by avoiding struggle. They got there because they embraced it, because they understood that every challenge is a stepping stone to mastery. When you face a struggle, you are given a unique opportunity to discover what you are truly capable of. It's in these moments of tension and pressure that your character is revealed, your determination is tested, and your limits are expanded. The human spirit, when confronted with adversity, has an extraordinary capacity to adapt, to overcome, and to thrive. Struggle forces you to innovate, to problem solve, and to see possibilities where others see only obstacles. It teaches patience, resilience, and persistence. Every time you feel knocked down, you are being given a chance to rise higher than before. Every challenge, every setback, every difficulty carries within it the seeds of growth. It's not just about surviving the struggle, it's about learning from it, harnessing it, and letting it propel you forward. When you shift your perspective and start to see struggle as a catalyst rather than a curse, everything changes. You begin to understand that no experience is wasted, no effort is meaningless, and no hardship is permanent. Struggle, when approached with the right mindset, becomes your teacher, your coach, your mentor. It shapes your mind, your body, and your spirit. It forces you to dig deeper, reach further, and fight harder. And over time, you realize that the person you're becoming through struggle is far stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us that seem unfair, unnecessary, or even cruel. We encounter situations that test our patience, our resolve, and our courage. And in those moments, it's easy to feel defeated, to believe that the world is working against us. But here's the truth that most people never fully grasp. Every challenge you face carries within it a lesson, a hidden gift that has the power to shape your character and elevate your life. Every difficulty, no matter how painful, is an opportunity to discover something new about yourself. When you are confronted with obstacles, you are forced to confront your fears, your doubts, and the limits you have placed on yourself. These are not coincidences, they are invitations. They are moments designed to push you beyond the comfort zone, to test your inner strength, and to awaken a part of you that may have remained dormant if everything had been easy. Every challenge has a lesson about resilience, about patience, about persistence, about understanding the true nature of effort and reward. It teaches you that setbacks are not the end of the road, but stepping stones on the path to mastery. It forces you to look inward, to examine your values, your priorities, and your capacity for growth. And when you take the time to reflect, to learn, and to extract the lesson from each challenge, you are no longer the same person you were before. You emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable. Character is not built when life is smooth and easy. It is forged in the fire of adversity. The lessons hidden in struggle give you perspective, humility, and a deeper appreciation for the journey you're on. They teach you to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of progress, and to see failure as a temporary detour rather than a permanent condition. Every challenge is a mirror, showing you who you truly are and revealing the potential that you may have never realized existed. And the more challenges you face with courage and awareness, the more you understand that life is not about avoiding difficulty, but about learning from it, about letting it shape you, about allowing each experience to leave you better, stronger, and more prepared for what comes next. When you begin to see challenges in this way, your mindset shifts completely, and you start to recognize that the struggles you encounter are not punishments, but powerful opportunities to build the very essence of your character. Pain is something we all try to avoid. We recoil from it, we fear it, we wish it would disappear. Adversity feels uncomfortable, unwelcome, and at times unbearable. Yet, it is precisely through these experiences of discomfort and difficulty that the most powerful strength is built. Pain and adversity are not punishments. They are the architects of resilience, the very instruments through which mental toughness is developed. Every time life pushes you to your limits, every time you feel like you cannot go on, your mind and spirit are being trained to endure, to persist, and to overcome. Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is cultivated in the trenches of hardship, forged in the fires of struggle, and strengthened through repeated experience. CE is of overcoming obstacles. The world does not hand out resilience lightly. It is earned by those who face challenges head-on, who refuse to crumble under pressure, and who keep moving forward even when everything inside them screams to quit. Pain is a teacher that cannot be ignored. It reveals weaknesses we were unaware of, it exposes fears we try to hide, and it demands that we confront them with courage. And as we confront them, we begin to realize that pain is temporary, but the strength gained from enduring it is permanent. Each experience of adversity becomes a building block, adding layer upon layer of confidence, determination, and inner power. The more challenges you face, the more resilient you become, the more unshakable your mind becomes, and the more capable you are of navigating life's storms. Those who have mastered adversity do not live in a state of denial or avoidance. They have learned to embrace it, to use it as fuel for growth, and to let it sculpt them into someone who cannot be easily broken. When you understand that pain is not your enemy, when you shift your mindset to see adversity as a necessary part of the journey, you unlock a form of strength that is rare and extraordinary. You realize that nothing in life can stop you from moving forward because you have been tempered in the fires of your own challenges. And every obstacle you overcome reinforces the truth that you are stronger than any difficulty that comes your way. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold us back in life. It whispers in our ears, telling us that we are not enough, that we cannot succeed, that we will fail if we take the next step. Fear keeps us in our comfort zones, trapped in routines, and settling for less than we are capable of achieving. But here's the truth. Fear is not something to be avoided. It is something to be harnessed. When you embrace struggle, when you face life's challenges head on instead of running from them, fear transforms from a paralyzing force into an empowering one. Every struggle you encounter is an opportunity to confront fear directly, to challenge it, and to realize that it has no real power over you unless you give it that power. The people who achieve greatness are not those who never feel fear. They are those who acknowledge it, understand it, and use it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Embracing struggle teaches you that fear is not a signal to stop, but a signal that you are on the verge of growth, on the edge of something greater. It pushes you to take action, to rise above uncertainty, and to step into your full potential. Each time you face a challenge that scares you, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Fear begins to lose its grip when you consistently push through discomfort, when you refuse to let it dictate your choices, and when you transform it into motivation to act, rather than hesitation to avoid. Struggle, when embraced, becomes a teacher of courage, a guide that shows you that the limits you feared were never real. They were only illusions created by doubt and uncertainty. The more you confront difficulties, the more you recognize that fear is not an enemy, but a signal, a compass pointing you toward the areas where growth, strength, and power reside. And as you embrace struggle repeatedly, you develop a mindset where fear becomes a tool rather than a barrier. You learn to move forward, despite it, to take risks, to confront challenges, and to push boundaries. The energy that fear once drained from you now fuels your determination, sharpens your focus, and strengthens your resolve. allowing you to rise above obstacles, to break through limitations, and to step into a life that is driven by courage, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Success is often painted as a destination, a place where everything falls into place, a moment where life finally feels perfect. But the truth is, real success is not something that happens to you. It is something that is forged through effort, resilience, and the challenges you face along the way. Every obstacle, every setback, every difficulty you encounter is not a detour from success. It is the foundation of it. The very experiences that seem to slow you down, frustrate you, or test your patience are actually preparing you for the victories that lie ahead. When you face challenges and refuse to give in, when you push forward despite doubts, setbacks, and failures, you are building the skills, mindset, and strength that success demands. There is no shortcut around adversity. There is no way to bypass struggle and achieve lasting greatness. It is in the process of overcoming obstacles that you develop the qualities that make success meaningful: persistence, creativity, confidence, discipline, and resilience. The greatest achievements in life are rarely the result of a smooth journey. They are the result of navigating storms, learning from mistakes, and refusing to quit when the path is most difficult. Every time you overcome a barrier, you gain more than just experience. You gain belief in yourself. You prove that you are capable of handling challenges, that you can adapt, and that you have the inner strength to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. Obstacles are the tests that measure your commitment to your goals, your vision, and your dreams. They teach you patience when results are slow, courage when fear is present, and creativity when conventional solutions fail. And the more challenges you face, the more prepared you become for the next level of success, because success is not simply reaching a goal. It is having the capacity to sustain it, to grow with it, and to use it to impact the world around you. Your ultimate success is not just the outcome of talent or luck. It is the direct result of the obstacles you refuse to surrender to, the challenges you confronted with determination, and the lessons you extracted from every hardship. Each barrier you overcome is like a brick in the foundation of your future, creating a structure strong enough to support the life you aspire to, resilient enough to withstand adversity, and inspiring enough to remind you that you are capable of achieving far more than you ever imagined.